In the last lecture, we looked at what JSX is. Now in this lecture, I want to highlight some of the restrictions we face with JSX. For example, this class name here, which we would use in normal HTML to assign a CSS class, can't be used here because it's a reserved keyword in JavaScript. We already use it to create a class name. That is why we have to use class name instead of class keyword. All these elements you can use here like div or h1 are actually managed or provided by React library. We are not using the real HTML tags. React is actually converting them behind the scenes. We can define all these elements and we don't have the class attribute as we have on the regular HTML element. We have the class name attribute here to add any CSS class. As you can see in the code or in the final running application, this is translated to class though. And it's not a class name here as once it has been rendered. Now, another restrictions if we talk about we face is that when we return something here in these braces, let's say all we want to return another heading, we can't return another heading here because JSX expression must have one root element. Now with React 16 this is kind of loosened, but it is a best practice to wrap everything in one root element, which is div in our case. And if you are wondering about these parentheses here that are simply used so that we can write the HTML, and I'm always saying HTML, but keep in mind it's actually JSX. It's JavaScript so that you can return this HTML code nicely structured across multiple lines without receiving any errors. That is why we use or we prefer to return our complete JSX in these parentheses. So, if we want to return or use any other heading, we would recommend or it is recommended to use it in a single or one parent root, that is the div in our case. So please keep in mind with all these restrictions while working with reactjs and JSX. That's all in this video. In our next lecture we are going to learn what are the functional components in JavaScript or in reactjs. So stay tuned and thank you for watching.